there? Hey, Nathan,
Hi, can you hear me?
I hear you fine. You hear me?
Yep, awesome.
Okay. So, the question you asked me about chapter 7,
hmm
uh, okay, I just wanted you to be aware of the fact that there are a number of help files that I put into the system.
hmm
Maybe I should show you where they are, and then I can show you how to use them. But to solve the problem, chapter 7 with StatCrunch, it makes it is very easy. But before
Okay.
you said you also had something about chapter 6.
Yeah, let me look. There was one, I think the ones on hold on one second. Um, yeah, the one on chapter, I finished chapter 1, 2, 3, 5, and almost 6. So for chapter 6, can I share my screen? There's a problem like I've been stuck on that I'm not able to like figure out.
Sure, sure, great. Share your screen.
Okay, awesome. Give me one second, let me pull it up. Yeah, because it's just like I was trying to look through the examples in the video, and the video wasn't like it was hard to follow. And then I tried to look some up online. It was just hard, and it's just been confusing trying to figure this stuff out.
Okay, maybe I'll try to make it easier.
Okay, here we go. It's number 6. Can you see?
If I can.
Okay. It is this one. So it's just like trying to do this. It's the process is just confusing.
Okay, okay. That's actually, I'm a little surprised that nobody ever asked me about this one because
Mhm.
it's a good question and it's not trivial. But the first thing to realize, please read it one more time.
Okay. Hold
The
on.
batteries are dead.
Mm. Can you hear me, by the way?
Yeah, you're fine. I'm just
Okay. I don't know why
if I start sounding lower, it's because the computer, the laptop with the microphone is to my right, and the screen is in front of me. So I'm talking. Sometimes I look at the screen, which is bigger, and I talk into the screen so you don't hear me. So let me just
Yep, that's fine.
let me just read the example exactly what's going on there. Okay, so the main theoretical concept before you start getting into the calculation is to realize that we're talking about a binomial problem.
Hmm.
Okay, that's the key. That's once you unless you realize that you're not going to know which formula to use. But it's basically binomial, which is the classic example of binomials flipping coins, where let's say the chance, let's say it's a broken coin, bent coin. So the chance of a head, let's say, is 30%, and the chance of a tail is 70%. So the idea is that you're doing something repeatedly, and each time you do it, there are two possibilities that add up to 100%,
Hmm.
and you do it for 3 times, 5 times, 10 times, n number of times,
Hmm.
and once you do that, the kind of question that's asked is, let's say you flip 10 coins, what's the chance of getting 4 heads and 6 tails, where the chance of a head, let's say, is 45%. And
Hmm.
so we have the same thing here. We're doing something, um, we're pulling out two batteries. Okay, so it's like you pull out one battery from the group, and they say 3 out of 15 are dead, which means the chance of finding a dead one is 3 out of 15, which is 1 out of 5, which is 20%. The chance of getting a good one is 80%. Got it?
Hmm. Yep.
Let's say so it's like flipping, and here we're flipping, and it's a drop tricky until you have to get used to it. We're flipping 3 coins. Now we're looking at, I'm sorry, we're flipping 2 coins. Okay, looking at the first battery, good or bad. Pull out the second battery, good or bad. And the question is, it says 2 batteries are chosen at random. So what's the chance now? What's the chance, for example, that they're both good? Well, there's an 80% chance that the first battery is good, and an 80% chance the second battery is good. And since they're independent, in other words, one battery doesn't know what the other battery is doing, um, you multiply them. 80 times
Aren't
comes out to
aren't they aren't they dependent? Because that was the right answer for this one. Because like for example, like when you take out, if you do have the first one good, that one's out and that affects the next outcome because you have less amount that could be good.
okay, that's an excellent point. And in fact, I'm actually a little bit wrong about this. Let me just double check if I can. Let me see what I may get a recap.
Okay.
Um, let's see. You know what? This is more complicated than I thought. Let me think for a minute. Um, where is it? Back to 15. Explain. Okay, see, the question is, are you taking them out simultaneously or one after the other? That's the subtle philosophical question I'm trying to answer to myself before I tell it to you.
Yep.
Let me think for a second. If you pulled out 2 batteries, yeah, okay. Again, this is the kind of thing that a lot of people, including me with a degree in statistics, gets wrong. Um, right, you're right about the fact that what's the chance the first battery you pull out? Okay, we're pulling out 2 batteries. What's the chance the first battery is bad? Well, we know 3 out of 15 are bad, so it's so it's so it's 3 out of 15, which is 20%.
Hmm.
What's the chance the second battery is bad? Well, it depends. If the first battery was bad, then we pulled it out already. So there's only out of the 14 batteries remaining, 2 are dead. So it's 2 out of 14.
Hmm.
So you're right. So that changes the probabilities.
Yep.
So they're dependent if you look at it that way. I mean,
Yep.
that is the right way to look at it. There are certainly books doing it that way. Okay, so now create a probability model. Well, what's the chance 0 or good? That means you got to get the first one got to be bad, and the second one got to be bad. Okay,
Okay.
which we're filling in a table. It's saying fill in that table. So the chances are either none are bad, one are bad, or both are bad. Those are the 3 possibilities in this case.
Yep.
Okay, so let's do it one at a time. The first and the last is easy. The middle one just drop trickier. What's the chance that both the first, no, 0 are good? That means both are bad. I'm
Hmm.
sorry. I'm sorry. They're focusing on good. What's the chance none are good? Well, that means the, both of them got to be bad, right? 2 out of 2 got to be bad. So what's the chance the first one is bad? We said it's 3 out of 15. And what's the chance the second one is going to be bad also. Well, there are 2 more bad ones in the batch because we took one out already. So it's 2 out of 14. So it's 3 out of 15 times 2 out of 14.
Wait, so this is for which
For
one?
zero good.
Okay, so through
Zero good basically means no bads.
yeah.
I mean, that's the easiest way to look at it. And so again, so what you do is you multiply each probability of each. So what's it? So in order to get no goods, zero goods, that means the first battery you pulled out was bad. What's the chance of that happening?
3 out of 15.
Okay,
Or,
what's the chance? And then the second battery you pull out, a second later, has to be there are only 2 bad batteries left because you pulled out the bad one already. So it's
Mhm.
and there's only 14 batteries left, so it's 2 out of 14. So you multiply 3 out of 15 times 2 out of 14.
Okay.
And that's going to come out to about, I don't know, 3.5%, something like that. That's the chance.
So much.
That's the answer to the first number.
Let me hold on.
You want to try it? You can.
Yeah. Mhm.
This is a hard
So,
question. I'm surprised no one ever asked me this question. Let's not like put it in by accident.
yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So, it's about 0.03 seconds. No,
Yeah.
it's more than, I think it's point 14 out of 20%.
Yeah, that's right. The first one's right. Okay. So for this one, how we solve it is you
Now,
just
two good in a row. What's the chance of getting a good one? It's 80%. It's 12 out of 15 because there are 12 good batteries out of 15.
yeah, so for the first one, you just found why wouldn't you do 3 though? Because you did right you're taking
You're only taking 2 batteries. The
oh
3
yeah,
represents how many bad. I know it's because there are 3 bad batteries in a batch, but that's irrelevant,
yeah.
right?
I thought we were pulling 3 batteries. I apologize. That was another question I was doing.
Okay, 2
Um,
batteries. So to get the last answer, so what's the chance of getting a good one followed by a good one? Well, to get the first one good, you win the game, so to speak. A chance is 12 out of 15. And what's the chance of getting the second one good? Well, there's only 11 good ones left out of
11
14.
or 14.
So that's going to come out to that number.
12 and 15 times 11 over 14. It's going to come out to 20 6, 6, 2, 9.
Okay. Now, the middle answer can be gotten 2 ways. The shortcut is to realize that when you're pulling out 2 batteries, there's only those 3 possibilities, either none are good, one are good, or 2 are good. So they all have to add up to 100%. So by adding up 62 plus 28 and subtracting from 100, you're going to get the answer to the middle one.
Okay, so wait, say that again for how do we solve this middle one?
Well, again, there's 2 ways. The easy way is to realize, in this case, that there's only 3 possibilities. So therefore, either 0 good or 1 or good or 2 are good. So what else is possible? So since that's the entire set of possibilities that has to add up to one of those things have to happen means 100%. So add up to 20, the 028 and the 629, and then subtract that answer from 100.
Oh,
So that's the shortcut. But the problem with that shortcut is what if they give you 5 batteries? Then you can't do that. But I'll tell you,
yeah.
but just try it just to see if it works. Then we'll subtract it from 100.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I accidentally put a oh, I accidentally put a thing there, but that was right. Yeah.
No, was 1 second. It's not right.
No, it was right. I just accidentally put a little bracket.
Oh, okay.
I mistyped.
Okay. Now that's the shortcut way of doing it. The
Mhm.
wrong way, the long way, the more direct way, I mean, the direct way of doing it is to realize, in order to get one bad, right? I'm sorry, in order to get one, what's the question? That stands for the number of good, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so to get one good, exactly one good, you have to have 2 possibilities. Either you pulled out a good one followed by a bad one, or you pulled out a bad one followed by a good one. Either way, you'll get one good.
Mm-hmm.
So you multiply, so let's do each one separately. What's the chance of getting uh, a good one followed by a bad one?
So a good one
Again, a good
followed.
one is, like we just said, the first trial, you're going to get 12 out of 15 is a chance of a good one. And
Followed by a bad one is going to be
let's see,
um,
something
3
out,
divided by 14, right?
right, something out of 14. So how many bad? Well, we know there are three bads. So it's still three bads because you pulled out a good one, but there's still three bads left. So it's
Yeah.
3 out of 14. You could do that calculation, put it aside, and then you do the other calc. Then you got to also do the chance of a bad one followed by a good one, which is 3 out of 15 times 12 out of 14, something like that.
Yeah.
And then you add those two together, it should come out to 343.
Yep, it does. Okay.
Again, I know I'm repeating myself for 5 times. I'm really shocked. First of all, I have to make sure I actually asked this question. I'm sure I did because I was looking at it. Um, how come nobody ever asked me about it? It's weird. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll have to figure that one out, but because this is not an easy
Yeah.
question. Okay, so what? So that's that. But these are harder because you can't use any formulas. You sort of got to do them by hand. While
Yeah, that's
at the
why it was
bottom,
hard because like the video wasn't really explaining it very well. And
I'm
then
not
I was
sure
trying
my
to look it up.
video really addressed this question. I'm not sure. I mean, I did explain. I don't. I'm getting the videos I did a while back, and I haven't looked at all of them. I don't even know if there is a video about this particular
No, it
problem.
didn't really address this. It addressed like probability.
Well,
Um,
this is
like just
probability, but it probably addressed the binomial probability. This is
yeah, it was that, and then it did like the variance and stuff, which goes on later, like standard
okay,
deviation. And
right, and it's a different formula altogether. Which again, for the case of the binomial, it's very easy because you could just go to StatCrunch and look up all these numbers without having to do any calculation.
yeah.
So,
So how do we get the expected number of good batteries now?
okay, so then there's another question. So let's say, I mean, there's another formula, which again, the formula for once you have that table, the x and the p of x, those 0, 1, 2s and the 0, 2, 8s, the formula for the expected value is you multiply each outcome by its probability. So 0 is going to show up 0 to 8% of the time. 1's going to
Oh,
show
yeah.
up 34% of the time. So you multiply 0 times 0 to 8 plus
Yep.
1 times 343 plus 2 times 629. So that
Mhm.
comes out to roughly 0.68, 1.2. I don't know. That seems high. 0.34. Maybe that's about 1.5,
Okay.
which makes sense. We expect to get out of two batteries about 1.5 should be good.
Yep.
Most of them are good.
So 1.5.
Yeah. No, 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 no. Well, I just did that in my head. I'm just telling you, you got to multiply 1 times 343, and 0 times anything is 0, but 1 times 343 is 343. 2 times 629 is roughly about 1.2, right?
Yep.
So I just added in my head, but maybe it's 1.56 or something. Who knows what? But it's probably right.
Yeah. It is 1.5. An estimated to about
Now,
1.5 is given
now
there.
the
And
formula for the standard deviation is again harder to do in your head. It's basically, um, and again, for the case of the binomial, there's very good shortcuts. But for this case, well, you got to go into the formula which says you multiply. You got to first figure out the average. Say, for argument's sake, it's 1.5. You subtract
Mhm.
that number from each of the original x's. Can you go up a little bit up where the x's were? Okay, so 0 minus 1.5, which is minus 1.5, and then you square it and you multiply it by the 0 to 8. And then you take the 1 minus 1.5, which is minus 0.5, you square that, which is 0.25, and you multiply that by 343. And 2
Wait, so we do, yep, minus, so hold on, what, minus 0.5. Yeah, so we subtract that from, so this is the, I thought we'd take it from the mean though. We
that is the
subtract,
mean. That is the mean. That's the expected number is the mean. Two names for the same thing.
okay,
The mean and the
um,
expected value is the same thing.
times 0.343. And then the last one's gonna be 2 minus 0.629
No, 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 no.
squared.
2 minus 1.5, which is zero point 0.5,
Oh,
and then you square that, which is 0.5 times zero point 0.5 is 0.25, and that's multiplied by 629.
fine. Okay. And then just add all these.
Then you add them all together, right?
Okay. So this plus this, and that should be 307. I might have typed it in wrong. So 0 minus 1.5 squared times 0.028. Right, 0.63. And so this is going to be,
I'm sorry, one more step before you type in the number. And that gets you what's called a variance. If you want to, I think the question is asking for the standard deviation, so you got to take the square root of that.
square root of that, right?
Right. So that's one more step.
Okay, that's why. 0. There we go. Okay,
All right.
awesome. Okay, I think I get it now.
Okay, good. That's good. Now, so chapter 7, which you didn't begin yet, right? You said you didn't get.
No, that I'm
Okay.
going to try to work on tonight. I don't know how long that would
I
take.
wanted to, I wanted to show you.
We can go to chapter 7.
Okay, Um, okay. So before you go to chapter 7, um, let me show you. Oh, let me go back up. Go up to course documents
Mm.
and go down. No, click on the one below that. This. Click on the one below that. Now go down to which is YouTube and StatCrunch. Up, right there. Okay, now you see so the link here is to that all the videos, and these things are links to solving problems in the higher chapters, mostly chapter 7. So, for example, when you look at chapter 7,
Yeah, 7.
you look at chapter 11. Oh no, I'm sorry, this is chapter 7.
Yeah.
Okay, so this shows you how you can get the answer to chapter 7 problems using StatCrunch.
Okay.
There's that calculator. It tells you how to you go to stat, the calculator, normal, and then you just plug in all the numbers into that little box they give you, and the answer should pop out. That's one way to learn it.
Okay.
I'm, all right, but you can always email me, and I can either send you something or we can meet again.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get all. I'm gonna get through and try to get through the entire course by next week, and I'll let you know if there's any other problems.
Well, why are you being so? Why are you trying to finish everything by next week?
Because I'm trying. I only have chapter 6. I should be able to get. It's only chapters 7, 11, 13, and 14, right?
That's true. Not that many more chapters, but the chapters do get harder. I mean,
Yeah.
well, I don't know. You picked a hard example. They don't get any harder than that example. I would say they're not. That was hard enough. Again, for the sixth time, I got to figure out why no one ever asked me about that problem. Maybe
Okay.
video for me. I'm not sure what I should do about that.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. Awesome.
also, did you check out the help me solve it or show me an example when you did that problem?
Yeah, for this one, I checked out the help me solve it, and it was just it made me more confused. It was just they were giving like 20 different formulas to try to calculate. The way you explained it, now I get it. It's not that hard. But the
Okay.
way they were explaining it, they were trying to like calculate the middle one first, like with the probability and like giving all the formulas and everything, and it was just confusing.
I'll look at it after we hang up. But
Okay.
okay. All right, good. So
Um,
again, anything else?
yeah, can I show you I don't know where this is going out. Can I just show you real quick our proposal?
Yeah, sure.
Just what we have so far, because we're gonna try to finish that up tonight and send that to you for approval.
Okay.
I think it's under here. There we go.
Well, okay. Understand.
So we had a write-up originally, and we just changed um, topic again because we have like a write-up and everything we were going to send to you, and then we started looking into data, and it was just hard to find. So would this be a good like research question to have, and then data?
Yeah, it's great if you have data for it. I'm saying, do you have data for it?
Yeah, these are here. I'll show you.
Because again, you should work backwards. I mean, you can always get data, but that'll take you more time than the whole project. But if you
Yeah, that's
but if you have but if you have a good data set, then that's what I'm looking for. Let me look at this. So
yeah.
this one has, I'm looking first of all for numbers. You have GPAs. You need two, but you need two sets of numbers. That's the problem.
Well, we have
Oh, there it is. I didn't see it. Age minimum. That's not so good. That's not good. That's more of a, that's not a real number like somebody's.
this is like the amount of hours.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, that's good. Hours, what, how many hours they spend?
Yeah, hours spent with the sport.
And
So
then
our research
your
question,
categories are female, male. What's transgender? If it's
um,
transgender, are you male?
yeah, I don't know why I put that. It should just be, I don't know.
Okay, whatever it is. Okay, it can't be Democrat. All you need is two numerical variables. One category can be either male, female, Democrat, Republican. Um, I prefer you just pick two categories to make your life simpler. And
Yeah, so we have GPA and hours played for quantitative. So we're trying to compare how an athlete's GPA is affected by the sport they play and the amount of hours they put in to the sport. And then qualitative data would be like their gender, the class year, the sport played that we
okay,
all have over.
okay, but again, what you're saying is excellent, except it's much more than you have to do. All you got to do is sort of narrow this down to two columns of numbers and one column of like gender to make it really simple, male and female, as opposed to sport played or class year. I mean, you could, if you wanted to do a much more, in fact, in stat two, I asked students to do many more columns and it gets more involved. But
Okay.
you could, of course, make a much more elaborate report involving all those other variables, but it won't get you anything any higher grade and it might mess you up. So just for purposes, unless you need this for some other research you're doing,
No.
so just that's it. So that's fine.
Okay, and then we'll just put the report together. We'll just do the
Yep.
data comparisons and everything, and then
That
that's it.
I gave you or posted someplace uh, the table of contents, which tells you which
Yep,
formulas I want to see.
yep,
That's
yep,
what
yep.
that's going out. So send me something like this if you haven't done it yet, and I'll just say approve it, and then you go ahead and do it.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, we'll fix. Do you want like, is this pretty much just general information you need, and then we could just write some more for the question that we're researching, or do you want
That's
like,
fine. Well, what I really want to see is the data. If you're sending me the link, that's fine also.
mhm.
Um, that's fine. No, you don't have to send me any more than that.
Okay, yeah, I could send this over to you now, and then
Okay. And the last question to you is, so how do you feel about this format? Again, we're supposed to be in class, but we sort of evolved into a where meeting people one on one when they need it. How do you feel about that approach as opposed to coming to class every Monday night and having me
um,
lecture?
I I personally, I've talked to my a few friends. I have the class. I personally don't like it. It's just especially with something like it's not like English that you could just like read the book. Like it's helpful for me, to see you do the examples out, to see, like in class if we have questions, to just kind of ask them on the spot, to see you do, four or five problems out so we actually understand it. So doing it online is just, trying to, spend time and figure out videos to try to find, compare your videos to the other ones, try to understand the chapter isn't even very helpful. So
Uh,
it's just kind of more of
okay,
a hassle.
okay, I appreciate that feedback.
Yeah.
But again, like I say, we can do this whenever you need to meet, like we're doing now, anytime.
All right, perfect. I appreciate it. Appreciate how. Thank you.
I have another customer. You can hang on while I speak to um, Michael. But if you're finished, well, maybe we'll see what he has to ask. Maybe it's something that's relevant for you. Michael,
Okay, yeah, sure.
can you hear me?
Yeah, Professor, how you doing tonight?
Good. I'm good. Uh, so I just finished with Nathan, so you can shoot away. What kind of questions you have?
Okay, so yeah, I'm on chapter 11, question 7. I'm on like the last question where it's asking for find 95% confidence interval for the average calorie content of vanilla yogurt per serving.
Okay, but
Um,
isn't that similar to the other how's it different than the other questions in all the rest of the chapter?
I don't know, but I just can't get it for some reason.
Okay.
Um,
I can do it a couple of ways. I can click on the problem and then I'll share my screen and then we can walk through it.
should I send it to you?
No, no, no. Send it to me. I mean, as a go to as a go to
Uh,
ask your instructor.
yeah, ask
You
my
can do that.
instructor.
Or can we just do it? Why don't you? Could you share your screen and then
Yeah,
I'll.
I can share my screen. I can share my screen right now. Okay, hold on. Go here. How do I even do that? Oh, more options. Okay. Is it connected to video system?
Maybe there's some trick to it. I'm not aware of, but we'll see.
How do I share it? I'm sorry.
How do you share it? You go to share.
Share. Oh, shit. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Top
Yep.
left hand. On my screen is top left hand corner.
No, I got it. Don't worry. My bad.
Content or something.
Okay.
There it is. I started to see it. Okay, so let me just see the problem. Complete on the well, that's the most standard. That's all the other examples are exactly the same way. But let's go. You click on that little data thing, that little blue circle, or little blue box to the right of the data, right there. Open a StatCrunch.
Oh, I haven't been doing it like this.
Okay, and then you go to. You have not been doing it.
No, not like this.
It's not easy. Okay, I'll show you how easy. Go to Stat,
Okay, stat.
and now again, before you go further, so we have to know. I mean, this is where practice comes in. There are two types of general. We're going to go to T-Stat. So you go to T-Stat, then you go to one sample. Because again, this chapter is one sample, and we have the actual data. So click on with data, and we'll go. Now we want variable one, which is the name of the column of data. So click on variable one. Then you go down. Now there are two things you can do with it. I'm not sure if we learned about hypothesis testing. That might be the next chapter or part of this chapter. But we want the next thing called confidence interval. So click on the where it says confidence interval. Okay, so now we're not, and then we want, depends on the example, let's say 95% is the default, but you might be 90 or
Oh
90.
no, I'm good. Thank you so much. Dr. Polican, she's leaving. Your wife's leaving.
Good, good. Say goodbye.
Okay.
And that's it. There's no other choice. You just click on compute.
Compute. Okay.
That's it. You got your answer. The lower
Thank you.
number
You too. Thank you so
one
much.
seven.
Yes, ma'am. Oh.
That's your answer. 117 point. The lower limit is 117.08, whatever.
So I was just off by decimals then.
Well, I'm not sure how you solved it, but it's the way you should do it because it's obviously it takes just 3 seconds.
Yeah, I definitely.
And it's true for all the chapters. You get into the habit of using StatCrunch.
All right. All right. Thank you so much, Professor.
That
You
was
just
it.
saved me a lot of time. I'm about to take the test for it right now.
Okay, good.
All right.
I'm
Have
glad.
a good night. Oh, no, we don't need to do that. How do I stop this?
No one
Oh,
else is
stop
there.
sharing. Okay. Have a good
No one
night.
else. No one else is there.
Nah, everyone left.
No, there are some other people there.
Oh, no, no. Are you talking about in class? No, I was alone. I just come here because it's quiet.
Okay, no problem. Okay, good.
Have a good one. Bye, Professor.
Bye.